Okay, all right. Tuan-tuan, puan-puan, sir, madam, all right. So we continue our discussion on the chapter 5, all right. Okay, so performance management, all right. GHRM 5243, all right. Improvement performance, all right. Okay. All right. Okay, introductions. All right. So what we discussed for the last week, all right. So okay, we discussed a few, maybe a lot of things about the performance management, including the KPI, all right, how to arrange, how to manage, how to plan, how to develop, how to evaluate, okay, the process of how that we have the very good on interaction doing to develop the KPI in the performance management, all right, in the department, in the company, between the employer, employee, between the supervisor, employee, and all of things, right? Okay. So chapter 5, we focus on the performance management, improvement performance. All right. So this part also very important that we can have our information basically. All right, maybe as you know that, okay, initially we have our information in order that we plan our performance management. In between that, on the process, we develop on planning. At the same time, also, we collect the data, right? We review for the past performance, for the past key performance indicator, for the past operational, for the past budgeting, for the past successful, okay, key point of every angle step, okay. We focus also for the improvement performance, okay, the part of very important in order that we establish our performance, okay. This scenario basically, sir, madam, comes to the evaluate, okay. Improvement basically come between outcome simultaneous between the what we call is evaluate, because from the evaluate that we can see which plan maybe, which key maybe, which part maybe, or any angles that we need to improve, and we start to implement the improvement basically, right? And then of course in the company, at your department, okay, definitely, okay, I will guarantee that you do all these things that, because improvement should be in your mind that always, every year, okay, continual year, we need to improve, okay, rather than maybe we focus on the human resource part, but also we can look into the sales and marketing every time, okay. Maybe we focus of year, every year that, okay, a lot of improvements that maybe a company do for the sake, for the make it profits basically. Of course, in the private, okay, in the private company, okay, focus of to gain the income in order that we can have the profits, okay, control the budget, put in the maximum output together with the minimum expenses. This is a basic on the practice, or we can relate between the theory sometimes. All right. Okay, basically, class, performance management is considered to be positive process with ARM is not only to build on the strength, but also to help people improvement. Yes. Okay, we talk about the improvement. What we have now, basically, tuan-tuan, puan-puan, okay, you have improved yourself. Which, what medium? In medium of study. You upgrade yourself to another qualification, all right? You sit on your master's levels, right? Yeah, this is also how you improve maybe your knowledge, maybe your strength, maybe your skills, maybe your position, and all these things lah. Yeah? Okay. In many cases, improvement is any easy risk to achieve due to the phase is requires minor changes. All right. Okay. In some cases, however, underperformance is major issue which has to be managed. So that is why, okay, if let's say we look into the individual stuff, very important part, how you to plan to develop your KPI, for example, okay, on 2025. Maybe, all right, so madam, okay, or miss, all right, you already have your plan. I'm not saying that plan for the KPI 2025, but on track on you to do your job currently. This year's 2024, you already look into what is the best plan on your 2025. Right. Okay. This is the what we call is the cooperate discussion between the department also lah. All right, we not only that we discuss about improvement in individual. Yes, we can discuss, but need to register. Need to what equivalence to other department. Okay, attendant kena register ke dalam checkbox ni. Okay, saya pun sebut register tadi ya. Sorry. Alright, terpalit dengan the works of the register. So I'm also talk about register. Alright. Okay. Alright. Okay, I think no need. No need to register on this attendance. Your attendant already observed you just register one time in the class. Okay, maybe you in your works, or maybe you have your traveling, okay, right? Or now you have your traveling, and then currently sometimes the what we call the internet is not in the stable, all right? And then you have your problem on connection. It's just one time. If let's say you already access in this class, okay, your attendant already count, so no problem. No problem. And then for your information, the attendant is not compulsory. I'm not saying that compulsory that entitled of compulsory, right? But they not count on your attendant in order you to sit for the final assessment. Because some of the university need to have the 18% out of attendance in order you to sit for final examination, final assessment. But this the Unirazak. The beautiful of Unirazak is they not count your attendance in order you to sit for final examination before. And then currently we practice a final assessment. So you no need to have this counting of attendance in order you to attend your final assessment. All right. You have your option whether that you what we call is attend is class, or you can see on the recording. Okay. So your count attendance is only the record. There not be impact for any marks, for any whatever evaluate. Right, because that is why they were called is webinar. If you see that on Europe, they call a webinar. All right, thank you. So no need, eh? All right, no problem. You can ask, no problem. All right, thank you. All right, okay. So yes, underperformance major issue we has been to manage because of what? The minimum works on the job description that in order you to do your work. If let's say you not do your work, meaning to say that you are in the underperformance. All right. So meanings to say that this is the major issue because if you're not or if you sorry if not you lah, for example someone in underperformance that meanings to say okay she or he not do the standard of work in order that they not do the proper work, okay, followed by the job description. So there is the major issue. So of course if let's say for example, all right, if let's say someone hold the branch manager positions but okay that person not do as a brand manager position function, so they have be the problem because of what? The functional of brand manager is to manage. Then who's going to manage the branch if let's say the branch manager not do the job basically. So that's why we consider that major issue that I think some of you come from HR department, okay, face this problem because this is I'm not say that normal problem, but I can say is this is the scenario happen on the HR department. Normally, if let's say the position is the have the what we call is heavyweight work, in order that to do the work basically, right? Okay, this unit is begin with discussing what underperformance in an example of survey done establish the extent of underperformance in some organization and discussion on the different approach should deal with underperformance and a discussion on the capability procedure, right? So one of the part that we want to touch on the underperformance because this is related between the improving performance. All right. So the problem of underperformance, right? Okay. So basically, yeah, maybe okay, some of you currently in the HR position face maybe a few or maybe a lot of the underperformance staff, all right? And then, okay, basically HR department, all right, the department is not what we call is every time need to responsible for all underperformance staff because HR is one department. It's not every department. For example, finance department has one staff represent from HR. Okay, procurement department have a one staff from HR. Sales and marketing department have a one staff from HR. No, okay. So far, if I'm not mistaken, I don't know lah. In my reach, so far, okay, the company is not practice like that. So whatever happened in underperformance staff, definitely initially HR department, okay, do not know about this scenario or situation. So who's responsible on this? Of course, as the intermediate supervisor. Right. Okay. So IRS conducted a survey which include 139 organizations in total covering 300,000 staff, established that out of interviews organization, 18 did in-depth experience underperformance at least to a small extent. Why? 20% had experienced extreme level of underperformance. Then you can see that data. Out of the 300 staff, 300,000 staff, 18 did in the experience. So you can see that 80% out of them, I mean that numbers of data face a small extent, meaning to say, that is why I'm not saying that this is the normal scenario, but this is how you are a supervisor, or if let's say you have your subordinate, meaning to say you need to ready yourself to face on the underperformance staff. Because what? Okay, because what? Task. Sometimes we can, or we very difficult to evaluate, to conclude the staff, whether the staff is perform or not. Initially, currently, okay, or at that time, you do the interview. Because during the interview, you can see that, okay, the beautiful of the candidate, that the candidate will perform the best way, show the best skill, explain the best experience. But if let's say the candidate, the interviewee, okay, what we call has appointed in the position, then you can see the new staff, we can consider the new staff, okay, they start do the work lah. Then we can see the scenario, everything. So that is why from that data count you 80%. But purposely or mostly the issue is not I consider the big or the continuous issue, because sometimes this is happen because of a new environment, new friends, new clique, okay, new boss, new supervisor, all these things. New time, maybe if let's say previous that you work with company A, you have your flexible time. But while you join the new company, you need to punch your attendance in 8 a.m., which is quite difficult you to attend 8 a.m. because of jam, everything. So there is a lot of the problem. Maybe you are the best. Maybe someone have a best performer the previous company, already ratified with the HR for the previous company, but come to the new company, maybe they feel it's not what we call it, it's not have a happy that to have a new environment, so they will impact to their performance. So that's why the what we call the small issue that count you 18%. But please don't neglect with the 20% of the extreme. So extreme ni normally will handle by HR lah. One, the supervisor, the immediate supervisor or the head of department or the medic or whatever lah, the position that hold to be a supervisor, the subordinate, they have the problem. One, the face with the hardcore or extreme underperformance staff. Normally the hardcore ni because of or underperformance staff, the extreme underperformance staff because of maybe the staff have the big problem, or maybe the staff have the personally issue, or maybe the staff have the what we call this emotional, or always thinks that the staff what we call is feel they are the senior staff. So the lot of things. Right. Okay, other interesting statistic, okay, where they are out of those interview, 80% believe that their effort to deal with the underperforming staff has succeed, while the 2/3 of them left that their managers lack the capability of managing underperformance. Right, strong 2009. Right. Manager have been reported to evidence to fact there are three of performance gap in their organization by implementing some psychological mechanism which may be include evasions through rationalization. Manager may avoid demanding for the better performance from their subordinate by trying to convince themselves that their effort to establish good performance level were more than enough. All right. So as a manager, basically, okay, I'm not saying that manager need to have the concrete and complete skills and how to handle the subordinate, but as the manager, right, at least you need to have the, what we call is intellectual skills and emotional. Because of all these things come to the emotional. Okay, I see. All right, my view. If let's say your staff have the very good and what we call is happy emotional, normal emotional, I don't think they can have their problem of underperformance. So that is why underperformance happens. Some of the major factor is emotion. Can't control the emotional, face a big problem of emotionals and all these things. So that is why sometimes as a managers, I'm share with you, I'm not saying that this is a true color, that is the real thing. I mean, that is not the real that you need to follow, all right, class. But sometimes we not only to see why the staff in under performance, but we need to look back what is the factor happen until the staff not perform their job. Sometimes they're not perform about the job is because of the family matter. So all this, so that is why we need to evaluate by proper and by the true. All right. Attack the skirt the target. Manager is an aim to ensure high performance level may lay out strong goal which the employee have to attain. But after and all that, the manager does not instill a sense and accountability into the employee. All right. Okay, so this is also things that as a managers that of course by rules, basic understanding as the manager want all the staff to perform and success, because the point of perform and success definitely equivalent to the performance to the department and company. Finally develop, make the profit and income. This is what we call is a basic understanding that maybe we can see. But sometimes we need to look every angles. Okay, that is why very smart. Okay, a smart manager that they not only tackle in the performance, that they need to tackle also about environment. They need to tackle about the, sometimes we can say is the compensation and benefit. Of course, if let's say we talk about the compensation benefit, maybe some sort of salary, sometimes they not make sense to the staff, but we need to look also. It's not that I say the best compensation and benefit, the higher salary can make the staff happy. But anyhow, how that you make your staff is belong, feelings is belongs to the company. That is a part of, I think it's very important, because staff is not a robot. It's not machines that you can setting and until they do until end or until finish the job. Okay, we of course we know that. Okay, staff also have a feeling, everything, have a problem, and all these things. All right, that is why the better manager is can educate, advise, and then bring together the staff into the success. All right. Manager may have all reliance on procedure. The manager may at time come up with the system means promote performer like performer related pay. The manager after implementing SaaS measure may just sit back from the measure implemented to do the work from them. This of a course fail to accomplish their intended target as the process required sustained effort from the management based on code, right? Okay, so this is also, all right. What we say is need to touch every staff, meaning to say that if let's say the department success, okay, as a manager, okay, maybe you can't claim that the success point is come from you. Okay, so that's why okay, susah nak dapat it's quite difficult to find managers nowadays. Okay, very good, very good, very good. I'm not saying very good statement, but this is happen this is happen basically. Okay, this is happen because that is why as managers we need to count every angles. If let's say you can count 360 degrees is a one circle, that you need also count 360 as a circle of the staff. So that is why I'm not saying that I'm agree what they mentioned by your friends basically in the message, but sometimes we can to differentiate that, okay, at the functional as a managers. All right, so yeah, for your information, so my experience also okay, I'm also one of the DBT director to handling for the previous that in Malay we call bahagian khidmat pengurusan one of the government agency before lah to handling for the HR matters for the pensioners, all right, from the recruitment everything. So yeah, sometimes some of the other department staff, yeah, of course we are HR department will complain, all right, make the complaint, inform to us that the manager is something like that, which is, I'm not saying that the staff right, but some of the complaint in have the percent of significant that, so that is why, yeah, but that is how, I'm not saying that it's quite hard. It's quite hard us to change the. I'm not saying that the attitude, but that is how. Hopefully lah. Okay, if let's say, okay, in my class, all right. I hope that you'll be what we call this. This is not what we call this. Interest managers, all right, between your staff, but sometimes in until some of the stage, okay, sometimes staff don't want to resign because of you are the manager. Sometimes the staff don't want to transfer because of you are the manager at the particular department. So this is one of the feelings that they will happy. Then sometimes you will listen that, okay, yeah, I'm happy with that manager rather than the manager is very straight, but the manager is very, what we call it, a good attitude. That if let's say they was to say something is the wrong thing, they say in the proper way. Okay, sometimes if let's say you have a problem, a family problem, they will understand. All right, so that is how that, but I don't know whether nowadays you will have these feelings that you will happy with the manager. Sometimes until that you don't want to resign from that company or don't want to transfer for the other department. So that is why lah. All right, but anyhow, we pray lah to have the best manager. And if let's say I hope, and then I will think that you are all of you is 37 students postgraduate. You, if let's say you in the HR, I will happy, and then I will feel that you are the best managers. If let's say you are a post of managers, you are post of executive. Hopefully lah, or assistant manager or senior executive or deputy manager or senior manager or general manager or director of HR, whatever lah position. All right, okay, so approach to managing underperformance. All right, entire process of managing underperformance of the feedback provided throughout the year with an aim to developing measure which can be applied by individual to curb the problem of the underperformer, and the feedback should be aimed to be helping managing support necessary. Okay, if we talk underperformance staff, we not suddenly say that the staff is in underperformance group. Okay, I think you have experience to call if let's say you are a supervisor on this department or unit. I think you have experience to call the staff to discuss, because if let's say you will see the performance of the staff based your observation, maybe based your evaluate, you see the staff okay, underperformance. Okay, of course, we not to say suddenly the staff is not the perform. So that's why we need to call the staff. You know, we need to have a what we call this in individual discussion, because sometimes the staff is not perform because of, it's not that the staff not perform or not to not do the job put in the one standard that, but sometimes this happen because of family matters, you know. Yeah, whatever. Maybe a few elements that impact. Maybe emotional. Maybe, of course, sometimes about the health problem, you know. But that's why we need to look back. That is why from the data that we just discussed, okay, 18%, 80% is what we call is a small underperformance, which is that the underperformance issue or problem is come from the I not say small issue, but the issue can be managed with. If let's say suddenly the staff mother have their stroke, okay, health problem, that they need to handle their mothers on early morning. So it's quite hard that to come by 7 a.m. or 8 a.m. So that's why on top of a discussion that there's a manager or supervisor or executive or whatever, I have a subordinate, that we can discuss about that. It's not that maybe the staff come earlier, that the department has a success on run their whatever project or performance or whatever lah. But maybe some of them, if let's say you work in the hotelier, all right, you need to come at 7 a.m. If let's say you work in the front office, maybe that is part lah. But maybe that is what I'm saying. Arrangement that how you are the manager, you arrange about on the problem. So sometimes I always see that any problem, sometimes the head of department or the supervisor like to transfer the issue to the HR. Need to HR handle. Yes, of course, HR is one of the department handling problem actually for the staff, everything. But as someone be a responsible as a supervisor, whatever positions, okay, you as someone be responsible, because you have a subordinate, you need to responsible for your unit or department or whatever, need to handle what is the matter problem first, because sometimes the problem you can handle between your staff and you are a supervisor. Sometimes also to the staff, this is the big issue. To the supervisor, this is a small issue that the supervisor can advise and educate the staff basically. So this is happen. So I'm hopefully Okay, I'm not saying that I'm really to teach you the knowledge. Maybe some of you have that knowledge already, but to handle the stuff, we need to have the very fair on the action, skills, educate, train, right, and all these things that because of the success point is not only we terminate the underperformance stuff. We need to remember that I'm also advised myself lah. We need to terminate of the stuff that this is one two success point you to handle the underperformance stuff. A lot of the method that we can action we can do that too in order to handle all these things. Right. Okay, the mistake discovered during the entire process have to be used as a learning opportunity and to effectively do this. The management has to avoid reprimanding of failures, but forgive it and institute corrective measure. Yes. It's not said that every time, okay, accept, okay, forgive, and then the staff do bad, the problem. And then yes, accept, forgive, apologize, then the staff do that. No, that is how we need to see. We need to evaluate. That is why I definitely I will have confirm that all of you have your skill to handle your staff. All right. The poor performance should not be taken as a problem where both the management and employee are accountable. Yes, it's also to be correct. To argue that under effective management, underperformance would not occur. Right. When evaluating underperformance, the management should not just focus on the individual problem, but also problem with the entire system. Yes, maybe sometime, okay, you can see that, maybe also you have experience that to handle underperformance staff. Then you be surprised that previous that this staff basically okay one of the perform on the best staff. Maybe every year success to have achievement of the best staff a year. But finally, your company changed their process, their system, come to the QMS, quality management system, upgrade to the TQM, total quality management, set up the new system, everything that until the staff, maybe they're not too familiar using their system, everything, then finally they're not perform their job. So that is why maybe it's not only the personal problem, family problem, maybe the work problem. So that is why okay, this scenario come and evaluate solving using the TNA sometime. Training, need analysis, right? Maybe you can use this as one of the tool that you can help the staff to handle, to settle, to solve the problem maybe, but there is a lot of way lah, basically, right? The general foundation from respondents of the IRS survey when they solve the poor performance, there needed to be a good communication, clear stated goal and expectation, speedy intervention, and before instituting a corrective measure, the manager has to properly understand and underlying issue. Right. So once you have a comic or discussion personally with underperformance staff, you can't straightly talk about the problem. Try to have the best suit of the condition in order you to discuss. Because what? One, you straight to the what we call is jump to the problem. Okay. So the staff is not open their feeling or mind in order to share their issue. Maybe their staff have a bad experience before, so sometimes they might to be what we call is impact their feeling. We don't know basically. So that is why, okay, to me, all right, we need to have the what we call is suitable, okay, in order that we have our discussion with the performance staff. Okay. The employee performing below expectation have to understand and accept that there is a problem, and they also have to take up the responsibility of instituting the necessary and appropriate solution. Yeah. So after finish of discussion or whatever, that the staff also need to their initiative. It's not only every time the managers, the supervisors need to understand, accept, and so on. Okay, of course, the manager also have their limit to give option, to give opportunity to staff and to help the staff for a while, because the managers also or the supervisors also need to think about the performance of the department as a KPI, and then things that need to be achieved. Okay, however, the obstacle is the problem. There need to be a manager who competent and confident they handle the issue of underperformance. Some of the findings from the survey included 81% of the respondents who consisted of both manager and employee agree that there was a need for performance improvement plan which has been well spelled out time scales, right? 68 did side with the idea of an informal perform review. Okay, 61 agree with the provision of coaching and training. 52 of the respondents suggested the re-evaluation of the performance expectation. Right? Okay. 52 did agree that the manager needed to provide more coaching. So you can see that, this is the percentage of the information that maybe we can use this as the part of the data that in order to have our step method in order to solve, to settle the problem. But anyhow, this is depend basically of the scenario, problem, issue, that how we handle that underperformance staff. All the suggestions provided as above can be used to manage underperformance. But for them to work properly, they will have to be incorporated into a stage procedure as shows below. The 5 basic steps: identify and agree the problem. All right. The manager should give back a reach an agreement with the individual or what the issue has been. Feedback could be from the manager on a way to build into the job. For the build, the feedback it could be in the form of system where individuals know where their target and now how their performance will be measured. The information may be made automatically available to them, and by this, the individual could assess the performance and they take the required corrective action. Basically, there are self-regulation technique available. Our managers should look into employ them into their system. Okay. All right. So first is identify and agree the problem. All right. Okay, identify and agree the problem is not that the problem will agree for the both of the staff between the manager or the manager agrees with the problem. Okay, but agree means to say that, right? Understand the problem, then the part of important is how we settle this problem. Agree the problem means to say that no need to discuss for further because of, okay, if we study about this topic that, okay, how we improve. So improve is not only class, you already have a very good established in the work, okay, and then we need to improve. Improve also come to the problem, meanings to say improve from the problem. it's not improved from the performance only. You have already maybe okay very good department, right? You already have a success in your company. Okay, and then to improve from your success, to improve from the success. But also we discuss about the improve from the problem or issue. All right. Okay, all right. Number 2, establish your reason from the shortfall. When doing this manager should not look to attach blame from the problem with performance. The process. Okay, the process should look established valid to the problem normally from factual evidence. Try to establish where can we do by the manager, the employee, and corrective actions. Yeah, corrective action also part of the beautiful step or method that we can use. All right. Okay. All right. Okay, corrective action. Okay, normally corrective action we use in the safety and health, but it's not only in safety and health environment, but we manage also to do on the HR matters basically. All right. Okay, so from this scenario, okay, one we face this problem. All right. Okay, sometimes staff not happy to do the job. Okay. And then the staff, maybe because of this, they're not to perform the work. And sometimes they go back early, or sometimes they go outside, they not do the job. Okay. And then maybe we not what we call is blame the staff of because of the problem. Maybe we call the staff, we have a discussion between the staff. All right. Okay, then we can see maybe from the feedback from the staff, because of because the staff maybe going back earlier, just go, and then what we call this not responsible to the work, everything. So maybe on the discussion, the manager sees that it's because of the staff is not like do the job. Okay, the job because of the new system. Okay, so we can say that we can take the point because of new system. But another point also, we not says that the problem is only come from the new system. But the problem also may be the character, the attitude of the staff. Because of the new system, then why you not try to learn? Okay, all right. Okay, so that is why. Then this come to the two, maybe this example, they come to the two facts, all right? Because of, okay, problem, okay, of this problem, then there's the manager also not supervise well, all right, and then lack supervision of the staff, and then the staff just neglect the job, whatever lah, right, and then going back earlier, whatever, and then one they have a discussion, the staff say that I'm not okay interested to do this job because of this is the new system. Okay, so and then of course maybe the manager that can discuss, oh, new system, then why you not learn? You are responsible to learn because of, okay, because what you, if let's say you in the work, or you stay willing to do your work, or you stay willing to work, you are responsible, rather than it's not only one system, a new system come, is the 100 system come, also you need to responsible. But anyhow, as a manager, okay, that is why some of the tools that we can is not settle the problem. One tools that we can have to solve the skills, the knowledge of the staff in order that sometimes the staff is not happy or not interested to do this job is TNA. Training needs analysis that we can have, we can evaluate the staff. Which training that the staff need to, at least the staff can go to training, upgrade their knowledge skill, that in order that they're happy to do their job. Because I understand that, okay, some of the company, okay, because of the cut budget, everything, they not send the staff to training, okay, rather than the normal practice of HR, at least you need to go to 7 days, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, please correct me if I'm wrong. 7 days a year, you need to go to training. All right. Maybe the because of new staff, sorry, because of new system, the company need to send you to what we call is to go training at Japan, for example, or training at German, for example. But then because of course, you know, to send you to German, then maybe the training just do online, you know, because yeah, maybe okay, maybe because of the system is more on technicals. Okay, the system is involved with the machine technology, so it's difficult you to learn to understand through the online. Okay, so that is why. So there is a lot of things. That is why once the problem happen, it's not only come to blame to the staff. We need to see also from the company perspective. Okay, the commitment of the company basically. For example, I think in safety also they have the commitment of the safety, that in the company need to have a commitment to give the best, okay, safe and secure place of the work basically. All right, okay. All right, maybe staff tak stay back nak sebab nak bawa Grab, manager tak bagi gaji cukup. Okay, alright. Okay, maybe staff not do overtime lah, step back because nak bawa Grab lah. After 5, you can use, you can what we call this, do your extra job, part-time job. Okay, jadi then okay, so because of this, okay, so tak manager tak bagi gaji cukup lah, so you maybe you not receive the enough salary lah. Yeah, I understand some of that information I agree. Nowadays, all right, because of commitment of car, commitment of what we call this, need to pay house, or you rent your house, then what we call loan, is quite high, need to pay, all right, and the commitments, daily commitment, food, everything. You have a wife, you need to give money to wife, if let's say your wife is not work, if work also you need to give your money to your wife, and then yeah, all these things that, so that is why maybe I will share with you nowadays after we call a senior pelajaran Malaysia students, they're not interested to go to further study, all right, they're not to interested to go to further study because of what? They can manage to do their job, all right, online marketing or whatever lah. Nowadays, you can see a lot of the medium that we can use. And finally, they can get the big figures of money per month. So that's why they don't want to further study, because after they get the degree, maybe they still have the lowest position. It's not equivalent to they have a bachelor degree, for example, but that is how. Okay, but whatever it is, this is depend of the that person lah, that fella lah, whether they want to study and they want to have a knowledge or whatever lah. All right, government 40 hour training annual, yes. All right, government 42. All right, 42 hours, 42 hours training annually lah. So we need to manage to achieve the KPI. Thank you for information. All right. Okay. All right. Okay, the process should also look into identify weaknesses in the system to establish whether the issue is from the system itself, or in way the system will be managed. If the shortfall is established to be as a result of the individual, it will be important to establish if it is because of individual did not have enough support, they not properly understand what will require of them of a result of their ability, skill of lack of a proper attitude. Yes, right. This is also we can consider face the issue. Yeah, but then nowadays, okay, I saw that the company to establish to maintain every month pay the salary, every month need to have a commitment for the KWSP staff. Okay, yeah, so it's not too big. And then compensation benefit, yeah, and then based of the project, sometimes the company run the few project, the late of payment of the project, so all these things that, so but sometimes understand, okay, it's not because of the company not the provide best training, best information, best everything in order that the staff to maintain their knowledge, to improve their knowledge every time. But as a company, okay, we need to look as the best way. Yeah, maybe sometimes for example, you need that company need to use this system. Definitely, currently without fail. But based of the budget, okay, the company can't send you to the German to have a proper training. If not that can't send, but it's involved with the big figures. They will impact to the company finance. So maybe from this, the company, maybe HR also can advise, okay, rather than you go to German 6 months, maybe you can make a short, okay, training from the 6 months, you can compress to 3 months. So that is why what I'm trying to say, class, is not that we just neglect, we just not consider whatever required from the staff, but in the company, maybe in the HR or maybe a senior management to the company, they need look back, they need to reconsider, they need to review that what is the best solution rather than just what we call is disagree with the proposal for the staff, for example, but we look to back. To me, the best way is we can fulfill based of the strength of the staff. Meaning to say, yes, we can send to German, but out of 6 months, the staff only go to the training 3 months, for example. This is what the best happen that the company can practice basically. All right, decide and agree on the required action. The corrective action required should be taken and it might be by individuals. The manager of require the participation of both parties. The manager could play a part of providing more support and guide where required. The individual could look to change and improve their skill and change behavior. The individuals should also look to develop or change their attitude. Yes. We not only what we call is put the blame to the company, put the blame to managers, okay, put the blame to company because of the company is not understand what should the company do. And then also we can't to every time blame to manager because of manager this one, all this thing. But we also need to look our attitude, basically, the staff attitude that the staff commitment that, okay, is this the staff give the best perform to the company in order that the staff want to demand everything, all right? Okay, to do this first, they have to agree that the attitude needs to be changed. Yes, the individuals could also to be made to understand that change to their attitude could not only benefit to organization but also themselves. Yeah, change the attitude. Okay, improve their discipline. Okay, the process of adopting correcting action could be a joint activity. Is in that the development of skill and activity may require both of managers involved and individuals involved, right? The manager could provide coaching and the required training, and at the same time, the individual should focus on developing themselves. It's not only 100% that we put this problem issue blame to the company or also to the managers, but ourselves also we need to review back. Sometimes, yeah, I agree that okay, this is how the company give the commitment, but it's not only 100% that we need. We need only us the commitment of the company. Commitment of the staff also part of very important. That okay, promising to company to give the best service to staff, but the staff also give to promising to the company that give the best performance in their works, right? Regardless of the action adopted, there has to a clear understanding and how their improvement would be monitored to establish their effectiveness. All right. Fourth, provide the necessary resources. After the required corrective action has been established, then the next step will be to ensure that the appropriate resource have been provided to have facilitated the corrective action. And then number 5, monitors and provide feedback. Effectiveness of the process has to be monitored by both managers and individuals to ensure that feedback is well analyzed, and if it should be further action, it is agreed upon, right? So this is only lah. It's not one party to blame one party, that both of us needs to be agreed and both of them need to be cooperate, right? Okay, handling challenging conversation on the performance. Okay, all right, we talk about the conversation, communication, everything that cause a lot of issue, conversation, because conversation is come from what we call from mouth. From mouth, this come from the thinking, whether that the thinking with the emotional or without the emotional. All right. Excuse me. Okay, all right. Okay, a lot of managers do find it's hard to hold conversation with individual on the problem relating the performance. That's why. Okay. As a managers, rather than we have our skills on conducted, manage the department, supervise, managing, okay, and then very good have leadership. But please don't forget to the emotional. Okay, as a manager, we need to have our leadership to emotional. Control the emotion. Because if let's say you have conversation and communication with the staff in the proper and formal, that floor is belong to you basically. So that is why if let's say if you start with the agree, okay, if you start with the blame, then the conversation is come to the bad result. Because the important is you must have the staff perform, okay, come back to the track, do the work. That's all. But if you start to blame time to time, rather than what your blame is right, definitely right, but the last result is the staff resign. Then you need to recruit back. You need to what we call is train back. All these things. Repeated issue will come back to repeated action. HR need to do the recruitment back. All right. So that is why it's not only that you can give the punishment someone or to staff that you think the staff we can go back polite with the commitment and all this thing. No, I'm not saying that no, but yeah, I already say like no, but I'm not saying that that is the right or wrong, but there is the skill of you to handle is part of very important, right? Okay. The combination can be especially when the manager is to achieve a certain change in performance. Once we discuss this thing, please don't talk first about performance. Okay. you need to go to the heart of the staff, emotional. Then one the staff is feeling suitable, okay, no need to worry. All right, and then it's not happy lah. We discuss the problem, but feeling released to share, then they start to share lah. Then one the staff start to share, then you can go to the climax problem, right? Okay, all right. They can also be particularly much more difficult if there is a possibility that the conversation will be made with a hostility and lack of cooperation. Yes. Below, at some point, we have the guiding the challenging conversation. Right. Okay. So first, conversation should not have the weight from the formal review meeting, but we done where the problem arises. Yeah. We don't need to have the too formal. Okay. If let's say, to me, if let's say you face the problem, you start to discuss the student. Discuss with the staff. Okay. The conversation should be based on fact the management established way exactly happened and what happened. Okay. So when you call to discuss, please don't talk until German. Don't talk until what we call this, until Perlis, Don't. You just focus to discussion only. I understand that. I understand. Okay, sometimes the managers try to have their look review. We call this look review. Meaning to say that they try to bring up the staff to that the another scenario. Make this scenario can be meaningful, significant to staff. At least the staff during the discussion, the staff will think, yeah, this is should I do, this is should I need to follow, this should I need to what we call is correct everything. But please not to the so long, because what is important is you need to solve the problem. Sometimes the staff don't want to listen about the story. For example, if let's say like I'm one of the manager advice, I will story my previous experience. I'm this one. So I just story about my previous experience within a 2 hour. Not discuss yet about the problem. So the stuff it made the boring everything, because I've story about my previous experience to show that I'm very good everything. That sometimes they not make sense, they not to make the significant, rather than your heart feeling say that to ask your staff to look back. Okay, take this as the referral and so on lah. Right. The conversation, okay. The conversation has to be done, okay. Deliberate and friendly manner, yes. So the what we call is the happiest. Make your staff feeling well. And then not to feeling what we call disappointed or whatever lah. And then not to try to blame, not to try to say your stuff is false. Okay? What I'm saying is we try to look what is the problem. It's not we try to look what is the bad attitude to the staff. Okay? The manager has to allow individual to provide their explanation and what happened and how happened. Yes. Okay. Give what we call is the best condition to staff to tell. Okay, give the explanation. All right. The manager had to keep open mind and avoid jumping into yes. Once your staff start to explain, please stop to disturb the staff for explanation until your staff stop to talk, and then maybe you will ask the explanation. And then try to open and try to accept whatever saying, whatever explanation described from the staff. Please do not come to the conclusion one your staff explain whatever. Rather than you are someone know well about that. Feel happy to listen to your staff explanation until your staff come to the not meaningful explanation. All right. Okay. The employee could give their proposal and how to resolve the issue in the question and agree on what needs to be done. Okay. It is good that as a manager, you will suggest your staff and how they want to raise and solve the issue. Rather than you are the give their option or you are the give that how to issue. Because what? Because what? Because of if let's say you give us some sort of suggestion. Maybe because of the staff want to finish early about the discussion on the problem, then the staff just accept. But anyhow, end of the day, the staff is not happy and not follow whatever that suggestion, step planning for your part. I mean for your side. So that is why if it's good that you give all option, you still give the option, but ask your staff choose the best option. So when the staff choose the option, so they might follow because it's not you give the option, but the staff choose the option. So maybe the staff just feel ashamed if let's say they not follow their option. All right, they have choose option. All right. If if an agree can be reached, given the manager in charge, they should get away forward and provide reason and proof. All right. But sometimes, if let's say we give the option, then sometimes the staff manage to success, but during that time they still not achieve what that required by this discussion. So still give the time, but you must see the proper time. We should pass. It's not only that you just give time until 5 years, still give the time. Okay. Use a capability procedure. The manager has to make sure deal with the problem on performance as when they happen and deal with them impartially at the review meeting. However, is action set up to resolve underperformance for there needs to be implement for the action. Where such situation arise, many organizations have opted not to go straight into disciplinary action. Organizations have to develop a capability procedure to help them to deal with issue on performance and leaving the disciplinary action to deal with incident and misconduct. The capability procedure implement basically look discuss below. Okay. To me, this is the information. Maybe okay, we need to consider lah as a manager or supervisor, someone to responsible of a department, unit or whatever lah. Because of what? Sometimes disciplinary action is good to be action, but sometimes I'm not saying it's not good, but sometimes okay, you need to see which consider review that we need to use. Okay, to me, as initially, it's good that we come to the discussion to solve the problem because, excuse me, when they come to the problem, as firstly, maybe the problem is not really. I'm not saying it's not really come to the staff, but sometimes the problem come from the staff because of another factor. Yeah, that we don't know basically. If let's say they come to the second time, you give the warning or remember of discussion, still do a third time, still do, then we can go to the disciplinary action. Okay, according to the performance review data collector, suggest that performance level of the employee are not up to standard. The manager should be informal discussion with the employee, try to establish their reason for underperformance and try to establish way to improve their performance level. Yes. Okay. So that is why, to me, a part of them, the smart of the manager should be have basically. All right. Okay. Try to start on the action first. I mean, action is not the disciplinary action, but start to they have engagement to start one you see that the staff have incurred to the what we call this red line to the problem. All right, okay, I find a disciplinary problem very clear cut process VHR. Yes, but mental health issue leading to the underperformer become the complicated now in the yes. So that is why lah. That is why to me very smart. If let's say the initially okay we not to report to HR. Okay, to me as a firstly issue, okay, managers or head of department or supervisor, okay, for the first man or first woman in the department or unit or whatever, need to tackle this problem only lah, because sometimes a lot of issue come because underperformance staff. What we call is outside issue that will impact the inside issue, right? Okay. If after correcting action, employee still not able to show sign improvement, then a formal interview has to be arranged between employee and the management. Yes. The aim of the meeting will be explain the different inter-expected and the actual performance level. Secondly, the meeting should also look to identify the cause, the per performance, and try to establish any further action to help improvement the performance level. As reasonable period has to be issued by which time the employee should attach certain standard. Lastly, the party include should reach an agreement on the monitoring system and the employee should be informed about the action to be taken if they're not entitled to the performance requirement. Okay. All right. After review is over, the organization to hold another formal interview and the improvement has been entitled. Then the employee will be informed of the improvement and encouragement to maintain their high performance. However, if there is some improvement but still yet to be met, the review period will be extended. All right. So if the performance level still remain will below the expected levels, then the management will consider transferring the employee to another vacancy but still with the skill. A proposal should be given to the employee from the agreed that transfer and not resolutions can be reached at between the parties and performance remain below standard dismissals could also be considered. Okay. This is part of action. Basically, it depends on the company or department. A lot of action that HR we can do. It can do basically. All right. For example, this one transfer, second time, third time, still under standard, still under expectation, still under job description, under performance, still under performance 2-3 times. That HR have a lot of a method action step that can be solved, can be used. Anti-dismissals, anti-termination, and so on. Employee are given opportunity to appeal and get the dismissal. Yes. Okay. Appeal normally, yes, it can do. But if let's say it's a 3 or 4 time, already give the warning and so on. All right. So if let's say stay appeal, I think this is more or less. Okay, this problem of the attitude. Normally, if let's say the problem for the if let's say the problem is not attitude, maybe a second time already resolved. Even though the capability action can be applied in the process of improvement performance, the reprocess should not be taken as part of the process of performance management, but should be considered as totally separate procedure. Only when the performance management process fail to resolve performance issue, should the issue be resolved using the capability procedure. The decision of the performance management system and capability procedure has to be established to ensure that the employee do not view the entire process of the performance management, okay, as at collecting evidence which would be used in taking disciplinary measure. This will be important and combining to the two will lead to resistance against the retire process among the employee. For any process to be transferred to a capability procedure, a complete proper illustration of the problem and proper evidence provided. A reference will also be placed to the fact that the issue will be identified during the continual process of performance management. During the implementation stage, the manager will not have much difficulty with this is if they did handle performance management throughout the year. Due to the fact performance management continuing, the problem should be handled as the developed. Okay, training development, that's what I can say, yeah, before. All right. Training development important tool will help improvement their performance in organization. Training our former are planned procedure to help in acquisition of knowledge and skill by employee the work effectively on their current job. Training aim to provide the employee with the necessary skill and undertake their task. Training problems usually have a short-term focus. Development, on other hand, refers to the plan of effort, provide the employee with skills and their knowledge to undertake their future responsibility. The development process and long-term improvement of the individual's career goal. The process of training development have a benefit the both of organization and the individuals. The organization could be benefit by training development process. It will be able to achieve its goal objective. Training and development also help the organizations by increasing the effectiveness of the process, and the employee are more competent due to the improvement skill and can handle their tasks with a better attitude and less error. Due to the organization actively participate in the training and development program, ensure that better employee retention and is able to attract top talent for the employee, and obvious benefit of training development will be increased knowledge and skill, higher confidence levels, and increase in efficiency. On top of this, the individual receive higher earning due to the increased competency levels. The individual is able to benefit from the training and development in that they have been increased in the marketability of their skill, acquire employment security, and they have been better opportunity to get the promotions. All right. Okay, I think we go to chapter 6, Right. Okay, performance management, administration, and learning and reward. Okay. Excuse me. Okay. Okay, class. The unit look and discuss performance management in terms of administration by the manager. Yeah, administration, managing, all right, is important. Right? Okay. The learning process consists the performance administration process and the development of reward system based on performance levels. All right. Okay, performance management administrations is a style process performance management. The most important aspect is the way the process practiced by the manager, not content of the system and the way in which it is administered. The organization administrative procedures have to establish and practice use that to do the not undermine performance management. The organization has to ensure that the engagement and employee are on the same page with the implementation of the performance management process with implementing the administration and control procedure by lightly. The manager will have they ensure that they educate the employee on the approach they take, and their approach should be guided by the principle. Yes. The process should not be taken as a form filing procedure, as they are the traditionally portrayed. The human resource manager will push the line manager to fill a pressure form to defect the intention of the whole process. Manager have been parted for rushing the complete board filling form and given writing without proceeding watch report and on the performer. An argument could be given for the manager provide the review on blank sheet, a paper rented the form. They will have to list the details, the agreement, and the conclusion of the entire review process, and they will be used in the performance management process, the entire. All right. However, format can be used under presentation of the plan. Heavy layout from the process of performance management does actually indicate that there exists a procedure that the manager, the worker has to be adhere to. Okay, performance management form. I think this one you know already lah. Before coming out, the form, there are the set question that need to be answered, so the properly explain the purpose of the form. All right. Okay, the extent which the form working document are to be used of both the managers and the employee. The information need to be a human resource department from the performance review process, quality assurance of the entire performance review process. The employee should not be victim of prejudice. Prejudice. Well, performance management form a working document. The main objective of the form is to be used a working document within the organization. The form might be used continuously through the year by manager and employee as a point reference of the objective plan during the review process. We use that every time basically to review back, to evaluate, to see back, and then to improvement. All right. We have a reference basically. The form to provide a reference on the plan of the performer goals and the action required to improve the performer level. Therefore, it will be important that both a manager and employee have a copy of document. Yes. Okay. The protect employee for the any sort of bias assessment. There could be provision for manager who have to look into their comment on the report. This comment should be available individual based assist. Okay. Who will also file for an appeal if there any is not satisfied with the report. All right. So this is sometimes happen. All right. Sometimes happen. All right. Because of that who's that evaluate you also human that sometimes they have a feeling. And then, of course, if you ask me, is the 100% concrete for evaluate? Of course, no, because we are human. Sometimes we see on the evaluate, what we call this, it's not come for the real scenario sometimes. And then of course, that's why they have a both communication that to suggest and agree, all right, from the performance management, KPI and so on, right? Okay, so the human resource department, we need to have information on the human resource department. The best performer so as to help in the planning for development and planning. The poor performer so as the informed decision on the needed corrective action. They need information on the performer rating so as the informed decision on performer related pay. Okay. Organization may need to retake copy of review document to help in any case concerning unfair dismissals. Yeah, in such a situation, the form will be required as evidence. Therefore, they need to ensure that the process record keeping is good and the honesty of the entire process. Issue may arise where there are the inconsistency and disciplinary action. Okay, it's taken of individual where they review a report of favorable. Many organizations may require to always have at least a copy or review document, the performance agreement for the health, certainly where the manager and employee have a copy of both document using for working document. Yeah, form design. During the process documenting the performance management, the form has to be dropped while I'm making them easy possible, also allowing for comment. Of course, this is a normal process lah. They have a review, right? Organization do differ into design implemented for the form, but some aspect of the document which I'm a comment include. The document do list down the agreed objective, the performance and employee development plan. They not include a review of the performer listing against the set objective, a review of progress against the development plan. All right. Okay, there are the different design by typical form illustrated. For example, this is examples. Okay, all right. Okay. Organization does not have a performer-related pay to design form which have a section for the overall rating. Why? Those with component framework those have a section that leads to competency and does allow for comment. Okay. All right, web enables performance management, which recently developed in technology. Okay, the rise of web-based software has helped in keeping record on performance improvement and development plan and monitoring progress. Moreover, the organization now has access to online perform document, are able to get multi-source comment. The web-based software I'm reducing the paper overall simplification of the entire process. Performance management and learning. All right. Okay. The learning or development aspect of process performance management is to ensure improve performance. The learning and development process take place with essential every step of the process. Therefore, learning and development could be considered a natural process, but having a framework for personal development will greatly improve its probability of the taking place. Yes. Learning and development process is continuous process rather than we are know or we don't know, right? So this is a continuous process. Okay. That sometimes time to time we do works and then we try to understand about the work. That is also we call learning, learning process lah. Learning and develop the process, because we learning, we have a new knowledge, we develop ourselves. So this is how we call it learning and development. Okay, improvement and learning interrelated if has the desire to improve. The process of learning we follow the work environment often provide the best space and activity for learning to take place. Performance management help in the learning process is provide the individual with the importance of improvement and providing them with a guide on where and how their improvement should happen. Okay, performance management also help individual improve by making sure that they do learn through experience. A well laid out system can also help identification of specific training needed for individuals. However, most important of the fact that performance management help create a good learning environment, provide guide to individuals through challenges, provide enough time and their necessary resource. Okay, facilitate to learning, provide and give feedback on support. All right. Okay. The process management does offer opportunity learning. Okay. Early stage. Okay. The performance agreement planning does offer the initial opportunity for learning in the process of performance. So this is a performance agreement for framework from learning. That is why some of the department, right, that make the work in the what we call is condition or in the field in the learning process. Because what sometimes they do the presentation every functional, every the new sharing, every a new technology, every a new one the stuff coming from the training or whatever. So this is how they make work in the learning what we call this learning practice. The opportunity include an analysis of the role individual as to give any update on the role, thereby laying down the required result of the competency needed to achieve the needed result. Discussions are also held with the arm developing roles to make them more challenging and also how to develop the individual skills so that they could be in position to carry out their roles more effectively. The arm will be provide the individual with the freedom to carry out their duty within the certain boundary, but with the necessary support practice now are supported autonomy. Discussion and also had the discussion carry opportunity are area need to be improved and they are necessary learning to attain the target identified. Okay, learning throughout the year. Yes. Learning is a continual process. Its activity carried out, provide, change them to the managing should identify the providing support necessary facilitate every learning process. It is the manager role inform the people how they handle new job and the necessary knowledge and skill to handle them. Guide should be provided on continuous basis by the manager to the individual where necessary. The continual feedback given through the year will be important tool in helping in the learning process by analyzing performance and making improvement where necessary. Okay. Performance review and learning event. Both formal and informal review process could be considered to be learning event. Running all the way from the before, during, the after the formal meeting. Before the meeting, the employee could be asked to point out when they desires to learn skill and the direction they will take in their careers. During the meeting, the individual could indicate what they have a learning, what they desire to learn, and area interest identified. Through this, the development plan for individual could be formulated after the meeting. Individual progress will be monitored against the agreed target. Personal development planning. Okay, the process of personal development planning help promoting the learning process. Help provide the individual with the necessary transferable skill from the development in their area. The plan stimulates the necessity from the individual to develop their skill improvement, their performance level. It provides a learning framework and help in the monitoring process. The individual has obligation of implementing the plan by ensuring support from the manager. Okay, the planning process. Where layout of performance development plan will be important to understand what is the people's skill and knowledge, the process and tools their needs. The plan has to be specified about the achievement and how they get there. It also has to ensure that the learning need to provide are relevant. Make up their timeline and the responsibility. Training is, however, not the only activity necessary for development. Other activity include, yes, coaching, adopting more attending the individual tasks. A good practice it involves observing and analyzing where it's done by others, involving in others' duties, action learning, and e-learning. Action plan. The action plan stipulate where need to be done, how they aid. They may include the learning needs, learning objective, responsible in the learning process, okay, time of the learning process, right? The plan should be recorded on form in the simpler format, taking for column to cover the development objective and expected outcome. Action to be carried out where the necessary support evidence need to be determined if the activity is successfully undertaken. Okay, introducing personal development. The manager has to need to understand the personal development planning process. They need to be involved of the stakeholder in the planning process to decide how the process will be undertaken, and the role of each individual. Okay, performance management and reward. So, important part. Okay. Okay, the performance management system could play integral role in the reward system. We may, okay, constitute different elements, including base pay, contingency pay, employee benefit, and others, non-financial reward. At the time, the performance management system is taking as the process for providing rating to help inform performance-related pay decision. The assumption is false that performance management could help provide a wide range of reward to help improvement job engagement and commitment. The reward could include recognition from feedback, achievement, opportunity, and a wider scope, the developed skills and career guide. This effect have the capability yet better result than financial reward. Performance management should look to develop the reward individuals. All right. Performance management and non-financial reward. Non-financial reward are given performance management through following years. All right. Okay, so first is performance management and recognition. The process performance management does involve recognizing people's achievement and their strength through feedback. Recognition and appreciation could be done either formally or informally. The manager could help the individual identify ways through which they could improve their performance. Performance management through previous opportunity to achieve. Okay, the entire process of performance management is formulated by both of the manager and employees that not lay down the roles of the employee in the organization and how that be the right. Okay, and then performance management skill development, the process perform management could act as tool, increase motivation and help people improve their skill. And lay down the framework to help their coaching and learning. Performance management career planning, the review help in formulating procedures for helping to plan the best possible career path so as to help develop the individual and help their grow in organization. Performance management job engagement proof where individual does Those have interest in where they do perform management could help improve to by helping in attaining job satisfaction and fulfilling perform personal goal. Perform management commitment, performance help improve the commitment level of the employee by the integrating both individual organization objective. Perform management pay. Okay. Contrary to popular belief, performance management is not always related to pay. Yes. If an organization does in that employ the performance pay, the pay has to be determined by form of assessment that may include rating A, pay metric, illustrated below, and company employ the determine the pay. All right, so you can see that position range, excellence, percentage according performance rating in position pay range, comma ratio. All right. Pay metric. Some organization does employ approach that might be referred to holistic assessment. The approach involves assessing the contribution of individual in term of their contribution to the success of organization and their competency level to determine reward in terms of pay, increase of bonuses. Depending of the individual's contribution, they will receive pay around the reference point which per determined by the organization pay policy. Pay could be rise even higher than the reference point, its contribution, and far above the expectation. The process depends on effective communications between the managers and employee and how their process operate and why certain decisions are made. Okay, reconciling performance management and pay. Basic the performance managing has been deciding on pay. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. Ending enabling due to rating which made up dominating their performance review meeting. Others some managers have tried to difference the two by using a different method, like holding the development meeting and peer review meeting at different date over the year. This has proven to be difficult time. Liberty manager both, the manager has to ensure that the process evaluation and pay decision are done openly with proper communication between the management and the employee. All right. Okay. We finished our chapter 6, right? Next class, we continue with chapter 7, right? Okay, and then, okay. Any detailed assignment question upload. All right. Okay. So I already informed to what we call is SKC. All right. And then assignment also I upload group assignments. I mean upload in the group WhatsApp. All right. So I think you can look back. Okay. The assignments. All right. Okay. So this is the assignment term paper, assignment 2. Okay. I will update as fast as soon as possible. All right. Okay. So the due date only the due date lah. So if let's say you want to extend the date of submission everything, you just let me know lah. All right. Okay. So discuss analysis is contract issue cloud service in Malaysia lah. Okay, retention to contract law and common law. Okay. So I'm trying to make it the what we call is we always discuss about the performance, you know. I'm trying to make there's some adjustment to significant that to related to the law. Impact the performance in public service. All right. So we focus on the public service lah. All right. So the contact is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. Okay, so performance management, public service, overview, all right. Relevant issue, relevant rules, landmark cases, all right. If let's say have, all right, impact performance management in public service and your viewpoint way to resolve the issue, all right. So of course, maybe some sort of the performance management underperformance issue of the staff, maybe in fact also some sort of the legal action under that the what we call is industrial relation. Okay, IR, industrial relations. All right, maybe you can work out that for the issue. All right, it's not that more or less focus for the law, but maybe you can create. I mean, it's not create. Maybe you can relate between the issue on that particular action to be law. Okay, and then maybe if we talk about the law, maybe focus of the industrial relations case and issue. All right. Okay. Okay. Right. So, okay. So, length of pages 20 to 30 pages, but you can do less than 20 pages, then you can do more than 30 pages. The pages is only that the reference. It's not that you need to compulsory to follow. Okay, I think some of you have experience do your assignment with me. That is not the minimum or maximum work. That is not the minimum or maximum pages. If let's say you think the 10 pages, okay, already enough that you already throw all the information inside the assignment. Maybe this is accept assignment. Yes, definitely should be no problem because of the adult learner is not that how you count the word. That is not that how you count the pages basically, but how you throw your knowledge on your experience and how that you determine and understand the evaluate also the data and information. That's all. Okay. So the pages is only there as a reference. Maybe some of you, we have some guide that, more how many pages, how many word that, But purposely, there is not the minimum or maximum pages. Also, word you can write. How long that you want to write, no problem. How short that you can write with the brief and complete also can. 10 pages also can. No problem. If let's say, okay, 5 pages pun okay, no problem. Because you think that you can compress the information between the 91 to until 5, allocate required information that you can write, can, no problem. Because we are an adult learner. Adult learner is more on how that you can also we talk about develop yourself to do the assignment. Normally on the postgraduate that we not proper to give all the what we call this guideline that can make you a burden and can control you to write your assignment. All right. Okay. So okay. So I think that's all. I will take the rest assignment in group and also Europe, and then I already informed to the Europe SKC officer to update as soon as possible assignment in Europe. Okay, please forgive me, apologize me because of I thought that they already update to me, but finally some of your friend update to me that still not update in Europe. Apologize me, I'm not follow up all these things. Okay, apologize me. Okay, I already asked. Suddenly, I received this information from your friends. I already ad hoc to give information to SKC officer. Ask them to what we call is update in the Euros. Okay. So I think that's all. Almost 8 p.m. That okay. Maybe okay. Yeah. Thank you. Yes. Welcome. Yeah. All right, thank you. Okay, we need to perform our Maghrib pray. All right, so I think that's all from me. Thank you, thank your time. Okay, and then just thanks. Waalaikumsalam. Okay, thank you. All right, all of you. All right. Have a nice weekend. Just only 4 or 5 hours to be go to next day. And then good luck for your next day. Okay. Good luck for your normal practice by tomorrow. Rather that your how tight you do your work. Okay. So be the best among the best. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you,
Salam
Prof.
sejahtera.
Assalamualaikum.
Selamat petang.
Thank you,
Okay.
Prof. Thank you very much.
Selamat bersama keluarga. Please take care yourself. I
Thank you,
pray
Prof.
to you for
Assalamualaikum.
success. Yes, Waalaikumsalam. Okay, anything, please keep in touch. Please call or message me anytime. 36 hours per day, 8 days per week. Okay.